Hello friends, we are ready for some more math today. I want to show you how to do your homework for today. So hopefully you've watched the entire lesson. There's a couple words you'll need to learn and make sure you do correctly as you do your homework today. First off, make sure you follow the directions on the homework page. If you don't follow the directions, you're going to write the answers incorrectly. And writing them correctly is part of the assignment today. So I'm going to count them wrong if you don't follow the directions. So make sure you follow the directions. So if you ask me to go back and redo it, I'm going to say no today because I want you to be part of this lesson is following the directions. And the first word I want you to know is unit form. So when you see unit form, that means we're going to use words for the denominator. Normally, this would look like 3/5, obviously. But in unit form, we're going to write 3 and the word fifth. That's a little different, isn't it? So for the denominator, we're going to write the word. So let's do this. And it's very simple. It's simple subtraction. It's like kindergarten subtraction. We just got to remember to write it in unit form. So if I have 3/5 and I take away 1/5, how many fifths are left? Well, the answer, 3 minus 1, is obviously 2. Don't write it as a fraction on this first part. It says write it in unit form. So we have to write 2/5. Make sure you spell it right, or the homework is going to count it wrong. And I'm going to count it wrong too. You need to be able to spell these correctly. 2/5. So no redoing for misspelling. Got to spell them correctly. All right. This next one, 5/5 minus 3/5. What's 5 minus 2? I'm sorry. I can't talk. 5 minus 3 is 2. And then we write that unit form, fifths. Okay. This time we have 3/2 minus 2/2. What's that going to be? What's 3 minus 2? It's 1. And we're not going to write halves. We're just going to write 1/2. Because we don't have more than one. We just have 1/2. 6/4 minus 3/4. 6 minus 3 is 3/4. Getting it? This is, you didn't see it, sorry. This is pretty easy. Just make sure you write it in unit form. Make sure you spell the word part correctly. Like I said, got a whole bunch of them. Now this time on part 2, the directions say write the answer as a fraction. It does not say write it in unit form. It says now write it as a fraction. You're going to have to pay attention to the directions on your homework today and write it in the form it tells you to write it. Or again, I'm not going to count it right if you don't. All right, 5/6 minus 3/6. What is that? That's 2/6. 5 minus 3 is 2. All right, we've got the same number on the bottom. We don't have to worry about changing anything. We just leave it alone. And all of the ones on your assignment today have like denominators. That means the numbers you're subtracting, they have the same number on the bottom. That makes it really easy to subtract, okay? 6/8 minus 4/8, that's 2/8 because 6 minus 4 is 2. 3/10 minus 3/10. Well, what's 3 minus 3? It's 0, and I don't need to write 0/10 because that still equals 0, doesn't it? If you wrote it as a fraction and 0/10 wouldn't make any sense. 5/5 minus 4/5 is 1/5. 5 minus 4 is 1. 5/4 minus 4/4. 5 minus 4 is 1/4. 5/4 minus 3/4. 5 minus 3 is 2/4. Okay? Next part says solve. Use a number bond to convert your answer to a mixed number. All right, so let's look at this phrase right here, mixed number. Mixed number means when there's a whole number and a fraction with it, like 1 and 1/2. Okay, that's called a mixed number. If we wrote this as an improper fraction, that means the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So an improper fraction would look like 3 halves. 3 halves, okay? Now, using a number bond means I'm going to take 2 of these halves, okay? 2 halves, which is equal to what? That's equal to 1. And if I took 2 halves away from 3 halves, how much would I have left? I would have 1 half left. So 1 and 1 half. So let's take a look at these. You've got to write these as a mixed number. You can't leave them as the improper fraction because that's part of the assignments. So make sure you do it what the assignment tells you to do. Whoops, I took too many pages away. Sorry, guys. Okay, so pay attention to what I'm doing right now. So we're going to subtract it first. 12 eighths minus 3 eighths. That's going to give us 12 minus 3 is 9 eighths. Excuse me, but you cannot leave them on this assignment on this part of the assignment with a bigger number on top. It says use number bonds. Remember we did this before. We're going to split 9 eighths into what? Let's take 8 eighths to make 1. And how many eighths would be left if we took 8 eighths away from 9 eighths? So it would be 1/8 left. You see, this still shows 8 plus 1 is 9 eighths. But now we're going to write it differently. 8 eighths is equal to what? That's equal to 1 whole. If I have 8 pieces and 8 pieces are filled in, then all the pieces are filled in. So that's 1 whole. And then I have 1/8 left. So writing this as a mixed number, we're going to write it as 1 and 1/8. If you put 9 eighths on your homework assignment, it's going to count it wrong. And I'm not going to let you redo it because this is part of the assignment, okay? Make sure you follow the directions. On this one, we have 12/6 minus 5/6, which is going to give us 7/6. Using number bonds, let's make a whole. So I can take 6/6. That's a whole. And how many would I have left after that? 6/6 plus 1/6 more would be 7/6. So now I'm going to change the 6/6 into 1, and I have 1/6 more. All right. I'm going to do several examples so that you'll know how to do this on your homework. 9/5 minus 3/5. 9 minus 3 is 6/5. Okay, use this number bond here. We're going to take 5/5 to make a whole. If I take 5/5 away from 6/5, I'm going to have 1/5 left because 5 plus 1 is 6/5. So I'm going to make this 5/5 a 1, and that gives me 1/5 more. Okay? Getting it? I think you'll get this. We got 3 more to work here. You'll get them. 14 eighths minus 3 eighths, that's going to be 11 eighths. 14 minus 3 is 11. I'm going to take this 11 eighths, and I'm going to make a whole 8 eighths. Now, how many more would I have if I take 8 away from 11? I have 3 eighths left. Okay, so this 8 eighths is 1 whole, and then I've got 3 eighths left. Okay, moving right along here. This one is 8/4 minus 2/4. So 8 minus 2 is 6/4. I'm going to use my number bond and make a whole. That would be 4/4, and 2/4 would make 6/4. This is a whole, so that's 1. And then I have 2/4 more. Okay, 15 tenths minus 3 tenths would be 12 tenths. But remember, we can't leave it like that. We got to write it as a mixed number. Okay, let's make a whole. So 10 tenths would be a whole. And I would have 2 tenths more. So I'm going to make that a 1 and 2 tenths. Okay. Now, moving on to part 3 of your homework. Yep, it's got a lot of problems, like I said. They're not hard. You just got to follow the directions. This time again, write the sum in unit form. That means we're going to write these words again. It'll help you to remember on your homework. If it gives it in words, you need to write your answer in words. So remember, we just add 2 plus 1 is 3/4. All right, next page. This time we've got 4/5 plus 3/5. That's going to be 7/5, writing it in unit form. And then it's going to switch back and it's going to say, write your answer as a fraction. Okay. 2/8 plus 5/8 would be 2 plus 5 is 7/8. 4/12 plus 5/12 would be 4 plus 5 is 9/12. And then we're going to go to the next part, and it gives us some new directions. Solve. Use a number bond to convert your answer to a mixed number. So it's going to be that 1 and a fraction or 2 and a fraction or whatever. Okay. I think today was just going to be 1 and a fraction. So 3/5 plus 4/5. 3 plus 4 is 7/5. This is just what we did a minute ago. I'm going to split it with our number bond. Make one whole, which would be 5/5. And 2/5 more would be 7/5. Take the 5/5, that's 1, and 2/5. 4/4 plus 3/4 is 7/4. I'm going to split these. It's kind of already split for us in the problem, wasn't it? That's 1. So 4/4 and 3/4 more. This would be 1 and 3/4. Look at this. We could have just said 4/4 is 1. 1 plus 3/4 is 1 and 3/4, right? Next one. 6/9 plus 6/9 would be 12/9. So let's take 9/9 for our whole. It would take 3 more ninths to be 12/9. So there's 1 and 3/9. Okay. And we've got some more to do. I don't know why there was such a big gap in my pages there. 7/10 plus 6/10 would be 13/10. Let's take that 13/10 and make it 10/10. And 3/10. That's a 1. So 1 and 3/10. 5/6 plus 7/6 would be 12/6. Let's take 6/6 and 6/6. All right, so look at this one. 6/6 plus 6/6 would be 12/6. How many is 6/6? It's 1. And how many is 6/6 more? Plus 1 more. Don't write an 11. It doesn't equal 11. If you've got 1 and 1 more, well, you learned that when you before kindergarten, probably 1 plus 1 is 2 is the answer. So 5/6 plus 7/6 actually equals 2. 9/8 plus 5/8. 9 plus 5 is 14/8. Okay, let's make it 8/8 for our 1. And 8 plus 6 would be 14. So we've got 1 and 6/8. Now, these last two, I don't know why they throw this in. Use a number line to convert your answer to a mixed number. You know, if we want to do that, it's fine. I'm going to show you a different way too. 7/4 minus 5/4 is 2/4. Well, we can't even make that a mixed number, can we? So the answer is 2/4. 5/4 plus 2/4 is 7/4. So using a number line, you would have to draw a number line. And we need to do fourths. So here's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4. All right, so 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4. Okay, so 7/4 is right here. It's from here to here. So how many is that? Well, it's 1 4/4. And how many fourths more? 1, 2, 3/4 more. So that's kind of confusing. If you want to do it that way, that's fine. Or if you just want to do the way we did and do 4/4 and 3/4 more, would be 1 and 3/4. Okay. So either way you do that's fine with me on that part right there. So that's several examples. You should be able to jump right in and get that assignment done today. My biggest clue to you is Follow the directions on the homework assignment and make sure you write the answers the way it tells you to. All right, get started.